With these videos, I'm going to set up an inventory and an asset management system. So this particular demonstration is divided into part 1, which will be the inventory software, and part 2, which will be the asset management portion. And I will eventually make a demo showing what kind of results to expect, as well as a few tips on the naming convention that works best for this asset management system. In this channel, I focus on free and open source software tools or applications. Reason being, I love the premise of open source software. It is free, it is powerful, and you can save multitudes of dollars for your business. In the upcoming videos, I'll be demonstrating two incredible software solutions, OCS Inventory Software and GLPI. OCS Inventory is a free and open source tool that allows you to gather detailed information about your IT assets, including hardware and software configurations. GLPI, another fantastic open source software, helps you manage your assets, track software licenses, and maintain a comprehensive inventory database. By using these tools, you'll be able to streamline your asset management process, gain real-time insights into your hardware and software inventory, and ensure better security and efficiency within your organization. In this first video, we will address OCS Inventory. Although you can certainly install OCS Inventory on Microsoft Windows operating system, I'd advise you to steer off it and rather install it on a Linux machine, simply because it is open source software and it just runs seamlessly on Linux, and there's a lot of resources for troubleshooting it on Linux. We will first install Linux on a virtual machine. I choose Hyper-V because I will be implementing it in a Windows environment, and I don't have to worry about licensing or installing extra software if in a corporate environment. I have a bias for Red Hat based distributions, so we will be installing both OCS and GLPI in Rocky Linux, which has taken over from CentOS. So both will be installed on the same machine. If you have an x86-64 CPU with 2 gigs of RAM, 40 gigs of hard disk space for storage, then you will be able to run OCS and GLPI in a production environment. I would at least suggest that you give it 4 to 8 gigs and at least 100 gig for a production environment with thousands of nodes. I've run it with 2 gigs of RAM and 40 gigs and I've never had problems. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do this. We are going to start by creating a virtual machine in Hyper-V. Next, we give it a name. Click on Next. Generation 1 should be fine. I'm gonna change that to 2 gigs. That should be sufficient. I've created a virtual switch, but you can run on the default if you prefer. Okay, keep the default settings, and I'm gonna point this to the ISO image that I've downloaded. Rocky Linux. Next, and then accept. Alright, and let's fire up the virtual machine. Alright, it's gonna boot off that ISO image. Let's install. On our part 2 video, we are going to install GLPI on the very same virtual machine. Alright, okay. There you select whatever language you prefer, but I'm gonna stick with English. US. Click on the system part and then just confirm the hard disk you're going to install on. We change the root password. Okay, and just remove the checkbox on lock root account, and also make sure that you check on the allow root SSH login with password. That is going to enable us to remotely connect to our server, which will make things easier when we have to start copying and pasting commands. Reboot. Okay, after we reboot, going to log on to the virtual machine. This will be the first and the last time I log on to the virtual machine directly. I'm just going to log on just to get the IP address that has been assigned by the system. Thereafter, then I'll use the same IP address and connect to this machine via PuTTY. So there, I'm going to log in now. Okay, let's just clear the screen. All right, IP space address. All right, second device F0. The IP address is 192.168.8.169. Just exit. I'm gonna minimize this. In fact, I'm gonna close it. All right, still running in the background. Open PuTTY. Type the IP address 192.168.8.169. Alright, I'm gonna have to create the session and just save it and immediately connect. First time run up, accept, and that's it. Alright, I'm gonna log in now. Cool beans. Alright, let's fire up. Alright, I've made about 20 steps. I'm gonna make this document available so you can just copy and paste as well if you want to run your own setup. First things first, I'm going to make sure that I update the operating system, and then I'm going to create a checkpoint just to make sure that if anything happens down the line, I can always revert back to that checkpoint. Okay, go to Hyper-V, right click, select checkpoint. Alright, essentially we're creating a snapshot. And that's it. Alright, let me first clear the screen. I hate clutter. Alright, and now we are going to install wget, which is an utility we use to download files from the Linux command prompt. or the shell. Alright, step 2 is set up the repositories where we're going to download and get the software from. Alright. Okay, EPEL has been set up, that's the first one. And then we are going to set up Remi, that's the second repository. Alright, now that we've downloaded them, we are going to install both using this command. Excellent. Alright, now that they're installed, we are going to enable the repositories. Okay, I'm going to install the yum utils. Right, we are going to enable both repositories. Done. Move to the next step. We are going to install the Apache web server. Let me clear. Right, the command. That is done. Step 5, we enable the service. First command, we are going to start the service. Step 2, we are going to make sure that the service starts up whenever we reboot the machine. Okay. Step 6, we're going to check the status, and there's the command. Cool, it's active and it's running. Step 7, we are going to allow or make provisions for HTTP, HTTPS traffic. We have to do this, else the service won't be able to be accessible, since both OCS and GLPI rely on HTTP and HTTPS. Okay, step 9, we are going to install the database. And in this instance, we are going to install MariaDB. as you'll see, a lot of dependencies are being installed as well. Okay, done. Alright, same thing we did with the web server. We need to start and enable the service. Okay, start the service, and now we are going to make sure that the service starts every time we restart the machine. There we go. We've created the system link. Alright, and now step 11, we check the status as well. Cool, it's active and running. Clear. Step number 12, we are going to secure the MariaDB instance. Okay, otherwise we're going to remove all the default settings and make sure we actually create a password for the system. Change the root password. Okay, we remove anonymous users, disallow root login remotely, and remove test databases and access to it. And we are going to reload privileges tables. Okay, we'll clear that. Alright, step 13, we are going to log in. This is where we are going to create the database and the user to access the database. Okay, there's our command, create database. Okay, all you have to do is just copy and paste and just execute. Create the user and the password. Reload privileges. Okay, all right, and we head on to step number 14. We are going to install PHP and its associated extensions. Alright, now we are going to edit the PHP INI file configuration. Alright, we are going to use VI or V. Okay, alright, now those particular settings need to be modified. Alright, you'll see at the bottom of the screen there's a / and then I type in the string that I'm looking for. Hit enter, it'll take me to where that string is, and then I can just modify that 2 to 10 megs. Alright, let's go and see what the other string or the next string is. Alright, post max, okay, / and then I'm gonna type post _ max and then find. There's the entry. Okay, let's just move the cursor, change the 8 to 10. Okay, next one, max execution. again /max underscore execute. We find it. Right, we're going to change that as well to 300. Max input time 300 as well. /. That's the find prompt, and then we type in max underscore input. Alright, enter. There's that. We just need to change that to 300 as well. Okay, the very last entry, the memory limit /. Oh, it's right down there. Okay, there we go. Cool. Done. Restart Apache with the new settings. Alright, so what it's going to do is going to load the settings again. PHP is going to load the settings that we've just modified. Alright, number 16, we are going to install the Perl modules. Step number 17, we are going to set up the OCS inventory. Repository on our server. Okay. Alright, so we are actually just downloading the actual OCS inventory. All the while we've just been sorting out all the prerequisites, so now we're actually doing the install. Okay, after we've downloaded using wget, we are going to install from the local file that we've just downloaded. There we go. Yes. Cool, done. All right. Step number 19, we are going to import the database that was installed by OCS into MariaDB. Okay, so as OCS installs, it comes with its own database, And what we are going to do now is basically import that database into MariaDB. Okay, all we have to do now is we go and finish the install by going to that web address. So you go to the web address, that's the type in http:// the server IP and OCS reports /OCS install. Okay. There we go. Alright, the MySQL login for the database is OCS and the password is OCS. Database will be OCS web, and there we can just type localhost because it's a local. We're just testing, so there's no SSL certificate, so we're not gonna do SSL. And send. There we go, connected successfully. So you can see the database okay, no action taken, and then click here to enter in OCS GUI. Alright, we've got a few warnings up there. That's not a problem, just sort those out. Okay, done. Alright, cool, and that's it. Default login is admin and the password is admin. Okay, security alert. You installed .php exists in installation directory, so we just need to delete that. Just show you how to do that. Let's copy that path. Let's head on to our shell prompt. And, okay, we're gonna remove the file. Paste that and then type the name of the file. Install.ini. Sorry, .php. Clear. Refresh. Boom, it's gone. Alright, and that's it. Thank you very much for staying with me till the end of this video. I'm hoping to make this a full-time effort. Please help me grow the channel by subscribing and sharing this video. I'm very much interested in hearing your feedback and suggestions as well. And you can also support my channel by buying me a coffee using the link in the video description below. Thank you very much and see you soon. Take care.